Yeah.
This meeting is being
Good evening,
recorded.
all. Last session we had on Friday. In the Friday session, we discussed about what are the tools that we are going to use to set up DevOps process for our application. Okay. First, we are going to use a build tool. By using the build tool, we are going to create the initial project folder structure for our application. Okay, and for that project, what are the dependencies we are going to use? We can download those dependencies by using build tool. And in the project, developers will write the source code. That source code should be compiled for execution. That project compilation also will be done by using build tool. In that project, we are going to write some JUnits by using unit test. We are going to do by using JUnits. That unit test execution also will done by using build tool. And the application will be packaged in the form of jar file or war file. That also can be done by using build tool. So for every project we need a build tool. So Maven we are going to use as a build tool for our application. So what we can do by using Maven? We can do project creation. We can download the dependencies required for the project. We can do package the project by using that build tool. Once we have created the project, then that project source code, that means multiple developers will be involved in the project. Multiple developers will be involved in the project. That project source code, that project source code that project source code should be stored into some common place where multiple developers can use that code, multiple developers can modify that code. For that purpose, we are going to use one repository. Okay, that repository is called as source code repository. So for the projects, we need one source code repository like a GitHub. GitHub is a central repository where all the developers code will be stored. Right, developers are going to create a project and will write the code. Then they will store the code into some repository. Once the code is available in the repository, somebody should take the code from the repository and should deploy into server. Now we are setting up the servers in the cloud platform. AWS cloud we are using. In the AWS cloud, we can set up one EC2 machine. In that EC2 machine, we can set up a server. Then we can deploy our application in the server. But who will deploy the code into server? Code is available in the Git repository. Who will take the code from the Git repository and who will deploy that code into the EC2 server? That's where Jenkins software comes into picture. Jenkins is a open source software which is used to perform build and deployment process. Build means taking the code, packaging that code. Then deployment means deploying that code into server. So Jenkins is the software which is going to perform build and deployment process for our application. With the Jenkins, we are going to integrate Maven and we are going to integrate SonarQube. Why Maven will be integrated with the Jenkins? Jenkins has to take the code from the Git repository. Once it has taken the code from the Git repository, that Jenkins should use the Maven to compile that project, then package that project. Compilation and packaging is required. Once this is completed, then Jenkins software should do code quality check. For checking the code quality, we are going to use one software called SonarQube software. How the developers implemented that code, that quality we are going to check by using SonarQube. Once the quality check got completed, then Jenkins software is going to deploy that code into server. This is called build and deployment process. Okay, I hope you understood what is a build tool, what is source code repository, what is deployment tool, and what is code review tool. Okay, so today we are going to start our discussion related to Maven. Maven we are going to use as a build tool, guys. Maven we are going to use as a build tool. So let's try to understand what is Maven and how to work with Maven. Let's understand what is Maven and how to work with Maven. Good. Let's work with what is Maven. Right. Maven. Maven is a build tool which is given by Apache organization. Maven Maven is a free and open source software given by Apache organization. What is this Maven? Maven is an free and open source software given by Apache organization. Maven software is developed by using Java. Maven software Maven software is developed using Java programming language. Maven is used to perform build automation for Java projects. Maven is used to perform build automation. Maven is used to perform build automation for Java projects. Maven is called as Java build tool. Maven is called as Java build tool. Okay, now what we can do by using Maven? What we can do by using Maven? What we can do using Maven? Using Maven, we can create initial project folder structure because guys, we can create some standalone applications, we can create some web applications, we can create some enterprise application. From project to project, the folder structure is going to be different. Okay, I want to create a web application. I want to create a web application. I want to create a web application. Got my point? I want to create one web application. What is the folder structure? I don't know. What is the folder structure we need to create for a web application? Now, let's assume that you are a DevOps engineer. You need to create a Java web application. Do you know what is the structure you need to follow to create a web application? You don't know because you are not a programmer. So here, what we can do by using Maven, we can create initial project folder structure. Now, I will tell to Maven, hey Maven, create one Java web application. Hey Maven, create one Java standalone application. Hey Maven, create one Java enterprise application. So what is the folder structure we need to use for standalone applications? What is the folder structure we can use for web application? That can be done by using Maven. So now, if your team asks you to create one Maven web application, Java web application, you can take the help of the Maven tool. Maven is called as Java build tool, which is developed by using Java only. Maven is used to perform build automation for Java projects. Maven is a free software and Maven is open source software given by Apache organization. Maven is a free and open source software given by Apache organization. Maven software is developed using Java programming language. Maven is used to perform build automation for Java projects. Maven is called as Java build tool. What we can do by using Maven? We can create initial project folder structure. We can create initial project folder structure by using Maven. We can download project dependencies. We can download project dependencies. Guys, see here. What is the meaning of project dependencies? Guys, here I want to develop one Java project. Assume that I want to develop one Java project for IRCTC. You know IRCTC, Indian Railways. IRCTC application we are trying to create. This IRCTC application I'm creating this application by using Java programming language. By using Java programming language. Here, only with the help of this Java, we cannot develop this application. In the Java, there are some frameworks are available. I want to use Spring for my application. I want to use Hibernate in my application. Spring is one framework. Spring framework is used to Spring available. Spring Boot is available to develop this application. Spring Boot. I want to use Hibernate JPA. I want to use Hibernate JPA. I want to develop REST APIs. I want to develop microservices. I want to use a Kafka in my project. I want to use Redis in my project. I want to implement security in my project. So these all are the things I want to use in the IRCTC project. Now, by using only Java, we are not going to develop the project, guys. We are not going to develop the project by using only Java. Java is one open source software given by Sun Microsystem, but only with the Java given by the Sun Microsystem, we cannot develop a project. So to develop a project, we are going to use the Java. Along with the Java, we are going to use several other concepts also in the Java. Spring Boot, which is trending in the market now. Spring Boot is used to develop the Java applications very easily. Sun Microsystem given the Java, but whatever is given by Sun Microsystem, by using that Java, we cannot develop the entire project. Along with that Sun Microsystem given Java, we are going to use several other concepts also to develop our Java project. Spring Boot is one of that. Spring Boot is one. Spring Boot is one approach. It is belongs to Spring framework. Okay, I want to develop a web application. For that, I'm going to use the Spring Boot. I want to develop the Hibernate. I want to use the Hibernate to develop the database logic. My Java application want to communicate with the database. In order to communicate with the database, we are going to use the Hibernate with JPA. And I want to develop the REST APIs in my application to develop the microservices architecture Spring Cloud concept. My application want to use the Kafka as a message broker. I want to store the data into Kafka topics, and I want to consume the messages from the Kafka topic. I want to publish the messages to the Kafka topic. My Java application want to use the Kafka. For cache purpose, my application want to use the Redis cache. My application want to use the Redis cache so that my data can be accessed very quickly. Generally, data will be available in the database. If I want to access the data from the database, it will take a lot of time. That's why we will use some cache technique to store the data. And I want to implement some security for my application so that only valid people can access my application. Guys, here we are not using just Java to develop a Java project. So maybe if you are not from the programming background, you will think that by using Java, we are going to develop a project. We will use Java. Along with Java, we are going to use several other concepts also. Spring Boot is one of the concept. Hibernate is one concept. REST API, microservices, Kafka, Redis, security, logging, JUnit, like that. So many things we are going to use. Spring Boot is developed by one company. Java is developed by Sun Microsystem. Spring Boot is developed by one company. Hibernate is developed by one company. Kafka is developed by one company. Redis is developed by one company. JUnit developed by one company. Then how can I use all these concepts in my Java project? How can I use all these concepts in my Java project? I need to download all these jar files and I need to keep in my project. This is called as dependencies. If I want to develop a IRCTC project, only Java is not sufficient. Along with the Java, I need the Spring Boot, I need a Hibernate, I need REST APIs, I need microservices, I need Kafka, I need Redis, I need security, I need JUnit, I need logging. So many other concepts also I need to use. These are called as dependencies of my project. Now what I need to do, I need to go to the website where Kafka is available. I should go to Kafka. I should go to Apache Kafka. I need to download this Apache Kafka. See here, I need to download this Apache Kafka. Download the Kafka. I need to use the Kafka in my project. I want to use the Redis. Go to Redis, download the Redis and use the Redis in my project. I want to use Spring Hibernate. I want to use the Hibernate. Go to Hibernate. Hibernate is developed by some other company. Hibernate.org. Hibernate.org. Hibernate ORM developed by some company. Now tell me, only by using Java, we are developing a Java project. Along with the Java, we need to use some other frameworks also. We need to use some other frameworks also to develop the Java application. We need to use some other frameworks also to develop the Java application. Now, it is the responsibility of the programmers to download these frameworks and add to the project. This is called dependencies downloading. Earlier, People use it to download the dependencies manually required for the project, and they use it to add to the project. But nowadays, you no need to do that. We can download project dependencies. Example, Spring Boot. For example, what are the dependencies we are going to use in the project? What are the dependencies we are going to use in the project? Example, Spring Boot is one dependency. Hibernate is one dependency. Kafka is one dependency. Redis one dependency. Mail is one dependency. Mail starter is one dependency. Okay. Log4j is one dependency. JUnit is one dependency. Security is one dependency, etc. All these dependencies basically programmers need to download and programmers should add to the project. But when you go for Maven, programmers no need to download these dependencies from the website. Maven can download the dependencies which are required for the project. Maven can download the dependencies which are required for the project. Guys, what we can do using Maven? We can create the initial project folder structure. Now see here, let me show you one Java project for you guys. There are some non-technical people available. I will show you that. Okay, so there is one Maven project there is one Java project available. Java project will contain some folders, but you are from non-programming background, you don't know what is Java. You are a DevOps engineer, you want to become a DevOps engineer. As part of the DevOps engineer, you need to create one Java application for the people. Okay, so you don't know how to create a Java project, you don't know what is the folder structure you need to create for the Java project. Now you see here, there is one project available, src main Java, src main resources, test Java. In the main Java, there are some packages available. In the resources, there is one file available. Test Java contains some other packages. Okay, there is a pom.xml, there is a src, there is a target. Like that, there are so many files and folders are available in the Java project. I am a Java programmer, I know how to create this project. I know what are these folders. I know what are these files. I know how to create it manually. But what about the people who don't know what is Java? Can they create the folder structure like this? Who don't know anything about Java? They cannot create. So that's why people are going to use this Maven. If you are a DevOps engineer, you no need to worry about how to create these folders for the Java project. You no need to do that basically, because you can use a Maven. Maven is a build tool. By using Maven, we can create the initial project folder structure. Do you want a Java web application? Then tell to Maven. Maven will create this folder structure for you. Maven will create the folder structure for you. Now, in my project, I want to use Hibernate. I want to use Spring. See here, I'm using Spring Boot in my project. These are Maven dependencies. Am I downloading these dependencies from the Spring website? Or I'm telling the Maven to download these dependencies? I'm telling the Maven to download these dependencies. We can download the project dependencies using Maven. We can create initial project folder structure using Maven. We can download project dependencies using Maven. What is the meaning of project dependencies? Java is one software. By using that software, we can develop the project. But only Java is not sufficient today to develop the project. Along with the Java, there are some other concepts also available. There are some other frameworks also available to develop one Java application. Spring Boot, one of the most important thing in the Java today. If you want to become a Java developer, if you want to get the job in as a Java programmer today, you need to know the Spring Boot. Otherwise, you don't get the job. Spring Boot is one framework which is very important to learn as a Java programmer. Now, I want to use the Spring Boot to develop my Java project. So download the Spring Boot and add in the project. Download the Hibernate, add in the project. Download the Kafka, add in the project. Download the Redis, add in the project. Download the security, add in the project. Download a database, add to the project. Download the JUnit, download the log4j. All these things are required for my project. Without using these things, I cannot develop the IRCTC project. So now, who is responsible to download all these things here? These are called as dependencies. These are called as dependencies. So here, earlier, people used to download the dependencies manually. They need to keep in the project. But today, it is not required because we are going for a tool called Maven. Whatever the dependencies are required for our project, we can download those dependencies by using Maven. Whatever the dependencies we need for our project, we can download those dependencies by using Maven. Are you guys clear with these 2 points? Initial project folder structure creation using Maven, downloading the dependencies using Maven. What is the meaning of dependencies? Dependencies are nothing but the jars, the frameworks which are required for our project development. Java is a software given by Sun Microsystem. By using that Java, you cannot complete your project. Along with Java, we need some frameworks to complete our project development. So those frameworks which are required for our project are called as dependencies. Now, you don't need to download these dependencies manually. Maven is going to download the dependencies for you. That is the second point. We can download project dependencies using Maven. Guys, non-technical people, are you able to understand the 2 points here? We can create initial project folder structure using Maven. We can download the project dependencies using Maven. Then people will get a doubt. Sir, how Maven will understand that? What are the dependencies required for our project? Whether you want a Spring Boot or you want Hibernate or you want both, how Maven will understand? That's where in the Maven project, there will be a file called pom.xml. Can you see a file called pom.xml here? pom.xml file. Pom.xml file is the input file for the Maven, guys. Inside this pom.xml, we are going to configure what are the dependencies it has to download. I want data JPA. I configure that as a dependency. There is a web starter. There is a DevTools starter. There is a H2 database, Lombok, Apache Poi, OpenPDF, Swagger, test dependency. So what are the dependencies required for the project? We are going to configure what required dependencies. Required dependencies will be required dependencies we will configure. We will configure in pom.xml. We'll configure in pom.xml. POM stands for project object model. POM stands for project object model. When we create a Maven project, then pom.xml file will be created. Guys, the people who are not from the Java will get multiple questions. Once my class is completed, I will take all your questions. Let me complete the session because you are trying to understand a tool which will be used by the programmers also. Okay, so don't worry. I have 9 years experience in the Java. I will tell you this tool with 100% clarity. I will tell you the Maven. From 9 years, I'm using the Maven tool because you know that I'm from Java background. Okay, we are very good with this Maven, but give me time. I will tell you how to work with this Maven. So step by step, slowly, you will understand the Maven. Today is the first session. Today, don't expect that you are going to understand the complete Maven today. Give me 3 to 4 days of time so that I can teach you the Maven. You will become the expert in the Maven after 3 to 4 classes. Today, you may get some doubts, but at the end of the session, I will take your questions. Are you guys clear? Are you guys clear? Now see here. First, we are going to create a Maven project. Now, why we are asking the Maven to create the project? Maven will give the folder structure because there are some people who don't know how to create a Maven project. People don't know what are the files you need to keep in the Java web application. What is the structure we need to follow to create the Java web application? Or what is the structure we need to follow to create the Java standalone application? So that is the reason we are going to use the Maven. Maven will create the folder structure. When the Maven create a folder structure for the Java, along with the folder structure, Maven will create one file also, which is called as pom.xml. Along with the project, Maven will give you one file called pom.xml. POM stands for project object model. When we create Maven project, then pom.xml file will be created automatically. You no need to do anything. You no need to do anything. This pom.xml file will be created automatically. Pom file, pom.xml file, pom.xml will act as input file for Maven software. Whatever you want to tell to Maven, that you can tell by using pom.xml. You cannot talk to Maven directly. You need to talk to the Maven using pom.xml. You need to talk to the Maven using pom.xml. Hey Maven, download the Spring Boot. You add that in the pom.xml, then Maven will download that. Hey Maven, I want a Hibernate. You add that Hibernate as a dependency in the pom.xml. This is the structure of the pom.xml. I will tell about this pom.xml structure also. Don't worry. As a DevOps engineer, you need to understand the pom.xml very clearly. Then only you can work with this Maven tool. There is a tag called build tag. There is a tag called plugins tag. There is a tag called dependencies tag. Inside that dependency available. All these things we are going to understand slowly. Okay, guys. Now we can create the initial project folder structure using Maven. Whenever we create the project folder structure, Maven is going to create one file called pom.xml. Pom stands for project object model. When we create the Maven project, pom file will be created automatically. You no need to do anything for that. Here, pom.xml will act as an input file for the Maven. Pom.xml file will act as a input file for the Maven. Now here, for my project, I want to use a Hibernate, guys. Hibernate is a framework which is used by the Java projects to communicate with the database. My Java application is available. My Java application want to communicate with the database. For that communication, I will use a Hibernate framework in the Java. I will use Hibernate framework in the Java. Okay, I want to download the Hibernate. I want to use in my project. Then do I really need to download manually, or I can tell to Maven to download the Hibernate? Do I need to download the Hibernate manually, or I can tell to Maven to download the Hibernate? I can tell to Maven to download the Hibernate. How can I tell to Maven to download that? I will add the Hibernate as a dependency in the pom.xml. Required dependencies we will add in the pom.xml. In pom.xml file, then Maven will download. Project dependencies, required dependencies we will add in the pom.xml file, then Maven software will download. Maven software will download them. We can create the initial project folder structure using Maven. We can download the project dependencies using Maven. Example, Spring Boot is one dependency, Hibernate is one dependency, Kafka, Redis, email, Log4j is one dependency, Postgres is one dependency, Postgres database is one dependency, Postgres MySQL is one dependency, MySQL Connect is one dependency, MySQL Server is one dependency, MySQL Server Management is one dependency, MySQL Database is one dependency. Java source code using Maven. We can compile project source code using Maven. Now, so many people will get a doubt. Sir, what is compile? What is the source code? Why we need to compile the source code? Java programmers, you will understand this line, but in this class, there are some non-programmers also available. Okay, good. Now, let's understand. What is the meaning of compilation and what is the meaning of source code? All right, guys, see here. Java programs we are going to develop. Okay, so this is my Java program. This is my Java program. Java programs will be developed with source code. Java programs will be developed with some source code. Java language syntaxes will be available. So assume that this file I have created with a name called demo.java. This is one Java file. You see here how the Java program is available. Now let me open one Java program for you. Let me open one Java. Don't worry about by looking at this Java code, guys. I'm taking this code from my Java project batch. So this is one Java program. You see how I have created this Java program. .java is the extension. Java program will contain .java as the extension. This is the source code. This is the code I have developed in my Java program. This is the code I have developed in my Java program. That is called, whatever the code you see here, whatever the code you see here, this is called as Java source code. I have used some syntaxes, Java language syntaxes I have used, and I have developed that Java program. 70 lines of code is available here. That code is called source code. So here, whenever I create a source code in a file, that file I am going to save with the .java extension. For the text files, we have .txt extension. Okay. Now for PDF, we will have a .pdf extension. For Excel, we will have .xls extension. Similarly, for the Java programs, we will have .java as the extension. Now, my ultimate goal to write the Java program is to execute that program in a computer. Okay, so there is a computer available. I want to execute this program inside a computer. This is my machine. This is my machine. Now here I have a machine. I want to develop this Java program. I want to execute that in the another machine or in the same machine. I want the output. I want the output. Here directly, if I write a Java program, will it give me the output? Guys, when I write a Java program, is it giving me the output? Directly, the Java program will not give the output. So what we need to do is, this Java program should be compiled. That Java program should be compiled. Here, whenever I compile the Java program, it is going to generate a bytecode. What is going to happen, guys? Bytecode. That bytecode will be generated in a new file. That file name is called as .class file. So here, programmers are going to write the source code. That source code will have an extension as a .java. Once you write the source code, then you need to compile the source code. You need to compile the source code. Whenever you compile the source code, then that source code will be converted to bytecode. .class file will be created. .class file will be created. Once the .class file is created, then we need to execute that code. What we need to do, guys? Then we need to execute that program in order to get the output. We need to execute that program in order to get the output. Whenever we execute a Java program, that execution will be done by using one virtual machine in the Java, that is called JVM. That is called as JVM. That JVM is going to provide the output for you. That JVM is going to provide the output for you. Are you able to understand how the Java projects are executing? Java developers are going to write the source code. Java developers will write the source code. You see here, there are so many files are available. There is application.java. There is some code available. Entity, there is some code is available. Some source code available. Reports, there is a source code is available. This source code is used to generate the Excel file. There is a source code available which is used to generate the Excel file. The source code is used to generate the Excel file. Now here, guys, here there is some source code is available, one class available, interface available, there is one class available, there is one class available. Like that, there are so many classes are available in the program. These are called Java classes. If you see, every class is having .java as a extension. This is the code which will be developed by Java programmers. Java programmers are developing the programs by using .java as the extension. The programmers are developing the programs by using .java as the extension. Can you get the output from the Java program directly? Can we get the output from the Java program directly? No, because computers cannot understand what is Java. Computers cannot understand what is Java. Computers will understand only binary language. Computers will understand only ones and zeros. Computers don't know what is Java, what is Python, what is .NET. Computers don't know English also. Computers knows only binary language. Computers will understand only binary language, ones and zeros. Are you guys getting my point? Computers will understand only binary language, ones and zeros. But here I'm using Java as a language. Whatever the Java code I'm writing, whatever the Java code I'm writing, my computers cannot understand the Java language. My computers don't know what is Java. Now, whatever the Java program I am writing, that Java program I need to convert into computer understandable format. For that purpose, we are doing all these steps, guys. So as a developer, I will write the Java program. Then I will compile the Java program. When I compile the Java program, that will convert the Java source code into bytecode. Bytecode file will be .class file. This bytecode also computer cannot understand. That's why I'm going to execute the bytecode. Whenever I execute the bytecode, one virtual machine will come that is called JVM. JVM will take the bytecode and JVM will convert the bytecode into computer understandable format that is called ones and zeros. Then that output we are going to get in the computer. Are you guys able to follow me? Are you guys able to follow me? How the Java programs are executing in the real world? Programmers are writing the Java programs that is called as a source code. Source code will be available with the .java extension. We can't execute the Java programs on the computers directly because computers cannot understand Java. Computers don't know Java. Computers knows only one language that is called binary language, ones and zeros. Now, I developed a program by using Java language. Java program should be compiled into .class file. .class files we are going to execute. Whenever we execute the .class files, then JVM will start, which will be whenever you install the Java, JVM will come. That JVM will take the bytecode. JVM will convert the bytecode into computer's understandable format that is called execution part. So who is going to execute the Java program? Who is going to execute the Java program? JVM. Who will execute the Java programs, guys? JVM is going to execute the Java program. Can we execute the Java program with the JVM directly? No. First, Java program should be compiled. Then we will create a .class file. We can execute only .class files. We can't execute the Java programs directly. We can execute only .class files. This is the process we need to follow. This is the process we need to follow. Now, a project means one Java file will be available. Multiple Java files will be available in the project, guys. In a project, one Java file will be available or multiple Java files will be available. Multiple Java files will be available in a project. You see here, there is a project. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are so many Java files are available. Can we execute the .java files directly? Can we execute the .java files directly? We cannot. What we need to do, those .java files should be converted into .class file. That means we need to compile the source code into bytecode. Whatever the source code we are going to develop, that source code should be converted into bytecode. Source code should be converted into bytecode. The process of converting the source code into bytecode is called as compilation. Are you clear with my point? What is compilation? The process of converting the source code into the bytecode is called as compilation. Who is going to do that compilation? Java compiler will do that. Java compiler will do that. Okay, here, let me tell you guys. Let me tell you here, let me create one delete folder. Don't worry, guys. Here I'm going to write one small Java program so that you will understand the process. New, a text document. I'm going to take a file with a name called demo.java. I'm going to take one file with a name called demo.java. Okay, here I'm going to create a public class demo, public static void main. I'm going to write one small Java program for our understanding purpose. Right. System.out.println. System.out.println. Welcome to Java. I have written one small Java program. Save it. Here, .java file is available. Can I run this file directly? Can I run this Java file directly? You cannot. Okay, go to command prompt. We cannot run that Java program directly. Go to command prompt. What I need to do? Java C demo.java. I'm going to compile that Java program. There is a mistake in the program. There is a problem in the program. System.out.println. Okay, correct that mistake. Now see here, guys. Currently here I have only .java program. Now I'm going to do one small compilation. Java C space demo.java. Now see, that class file is created or not? Can you see that class file is created? What I have done here, I have done the compilation. I have created a Java program. I have converted the Java program into bytecode by using Java compiler. Once the compilation is done, then we are going to execute the program. Okay, Java space demo. Now, can you see? Are we getting this message? Welcome to Java. Is my program executing now? Yes. So similarly, I can do thing here. Into A is equal to 20, into B is equal to 30. System.out.println, I can perform A plus B, sum of two numbers. I'm doing calculation. I'm doing some calculation. Okay, sum. I'm trying to perform sum of two numbers by using Java. I'm performing sum of two numbers by using Java. I have modified the program, compile it. Java C demo.java, Java space demo, sum 50. Am I able to add the 20 plus 30? Output I'm getting as a 50 or not? Come on. So am I able to write a program? Am I able to execute the program? Yes. Am I executing the .java program directly, or I am compiling the Java program? Compilation is required for the Java program or not? Come on, guys. Come on, fast. Mainly DevOps people who are not from the Java background. Whenever I write a Java program, that Java program will not give the output directly. The Java program, whatever we are creating, the Java program will not give the output directly, because output we want in a computer. Can computer understand the Java, or a computer cannot understand the Java? Computer cannot understand the Java. We need to convert the Java program into computer understandable language. Which language computers will understand? Computer will understand only ones and zeros, binary language only. Computer will understand only binary language. But we are using which language? We are using Java language. Java language we need to convert into binary language, then only that Java can be executed in the computer. So for that purpose, what we are doing? We are writing the programs in the Java. The Java programs will have a extension called .java. That Java program will not give the output directly. It is not possible. So that's why Java program should be compiled by using Java compiler. What is the compilation? The process of converting the Java source code into the bytecode is called as compilation. Who will do that compilation? Java compiler will do. Whenever you compile a Java program, you are going to get a .class file. Once you get the .class file, then you need to execute the .class file. Whenever you execute the .class file, it is going to start one virtual machine, JVM. JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. This JVM is the one which is going to run the Java program. That running the Java program means converting the bytecode into machine understandable code. That machine understandable code will be executed in the computer. Then we will get the output in the computer. This is the Java execution process. Okay. Now here, if you want to execute a Java program, this is the process we need to follow. If you want to execute a Java program, this is the process we need to follow. Java program will have a source code. Source code should be converted into bytecode. we are going to execute the bytecode. Bytecode will be executed by the JVM. JVM will provide the output to the computer. Now, okay, if we have one program in the project, then we can do this. Currently, I have only one program, demo.java. I can do like this: Java C demo.java, Java space demo. Good. I am able to compile the program. I'm able to run the program. Fine. I'm getting the output also. But assume that my project having thousands of the Java classes, 1,000 Java programs are available. Can you do these 2 steps for 1,000 programs? Is it easy? Can we tell the client to execute the commands to run? Hey client, I developed 10 classes. I developed 10. Please take these classes. Please take, I will give you the Java programs. Please run the program, compile the Java program, execute the Java program, then you will get the output. Can we give the code to the client like this? Can we give the source code to the client? Can we give the source code to the client like this? Can client understand what is compilation, what is execution? Clients don't know what is the compilation, what is execution. Now tell me, do we need to compile or client will compile our programs? Do we need to compile the programs or client will compile our programs? We need to compile our program. How to compile our program? By using Java compiler. How to compile our program? By using Java compiler, we can compile. Here, you no need to compile this manually here. This is the syntax for compilation, guys. Java C file name dot Java. This is the syntax for compilation. You no need to do this. Maven can compile your source code. Are you guys getting my point? Whatever the step I am doing to compile the program, you no need to do this compilation. If you go for a Maven, Maven can compile your source code. Now you understand what is compilation. The process of converting the Java source code into the bytecode is called as compilation. Who is going to do this conversion? Java compiler will do. Who will tell to who will convert the source code into bytecode? Java compiler. Maven will use the Java compiler to convert the source code into bytecode, because a project will contain thousands of programs. Thousands of Java programs will be available in a project. We need to compile all the Java programs into the .class files by using Java compiler. That task will do that task will done by Maven software in the project. We are going to use the Maven in the project. I will tell to Maven, hey Maven, compile my project. Then what Maven will do? Maven will compile the Java programs by using Java compiler, and it will generate the .class files. Are you guys able to understand? Whatever the work that we used to do manually, now we are automating that work by using Maven software. Maven is a build tool. By using Maven, I can create the Java project folder structure. By using Maven, I can download the dependencies required for the project. By using Maven, I can compile the Java source code also. We can compile project to source code using Maven. Compilation means converting Java source code into bytecode. Okay, here demo.java will be available. That will be converted to demo.class. That is called compilation. Okay, who is going to do that compilation? Compilation will done by Java compiler. We are going to use the Maven to perform this activity in the project, because project is nothing but collection of programs only. What is a Java project, guys? Java project is nothing but a collection of Java programs. A project can contain 1,000 Java programs. A project can contain 10,000 Java programs. A project can contain 1 lakh Java programs also. All the Java programs should be converted into bytecode. The process of converting the source code into the bytecode is called compilation. To do that compilation, we are going to use the Java compiler. Here we will use the Maven. Maven will use the Java compiler to convert that. By using Maven, we can compile project to source code. Guys, compiling the source code is mandatory or compiling the source code is optional here? Project compilation is mandatory, project compilation is optional. Can you guys tell me? Optional, huh? Monali, is it optional? Monali is telling that it is optional. It's not optional, it is mandatory. If it is optional, why we will discuss about compilation for this much time, man? Compilation is mandatory. Compilation is mandatory. Why compilation is mandatory? Why the project compilation is mandatory? Huh? Why project compilation is mandatory? Computers cannot understand the Java. Computers cannot understand the Java. So computers will understand only binary language. First, we are going to write the source code. That source code we are converting into byte code. That byte code will be converted into machine understandable code. Who will convert the byte code into machine understandable code? JVM will do that. Okay? JVM will do that. Very good. So now you understand what is the third step. We can compile the project source code using Maven. Okay, note. Java project contains collection of Java programs. Java project means collection of Java programs. Collection of Java programs. Next one, we can package Java project as jar or war file using Maven. Now guys, by using this Maven, we can package the Java project as a jar file or we can package the project as a war file. Now, sir, what is the meaning of jar file? What is the meaning of war file? Jar stands for Java archive. Jar means Java archive. War means web archive. Jar means web archive. War means web archive. Standalone Java projects will be executed by using jar file. Standalone Java applications will be executed here. In my project, there are so many developers are available. Those developers have developed so many programs. Okay, see here, there is a source code of my project. Now, here there are thousand Java programs available in our project. Assume that 1000.java files, 1000.java files project contains available 1000.java files available in our project. Now we are going to compile. Then what will happen? 1000.class files will be created. 1000.class files will be created after compilation. Now, can we give these .class files to the client to execute? Can we give these 1000.class files to the client to execute? No. What we are going to do with these 1000.class files, we are going to create one war file. With these 1000 dot class files, we are going to create one war file. Here, we are going to do the compilation. Whatever the Java programs we are having, we are going to compile the Java programs. Once we compile the Java program, then we are going to package the dot class files as a war file. That war file we are going to deploy in the server. Now, this is my web server to run my project. So this is my web server I'm going to install. In this web server, we need to keep the war file to execute. Now here, I'm going to keep irctc dot var. This is called as deployment. Okay, whatever the war file we have created here, that war file we are going to keep in the server. The process of keeping the war file in the server is called as deployment. The process of keeping the war file in the server is called as deployment. This activity is called as build activity. This activity is called as deployment activity. Build plus deployment. What is build? Compiling the source code, packaging the project as a war file is called as a build activity. Whatever the war file we have created, we are going to deploy the war file in the server. That is called as deployment. That is called as deployment. Keeping the war file in the server is called as deployment. Now see here, I have a project. My project is having so many Java files. Now I'm going to compile my Java project by using Maven. When I compile this project by using Maven, it is going to generate the dot class files. If I have 1000 Java files, then 1000 dot class files will be created. These 1000 dot class files I'm going to package as one war file. War stands for web archive. If you want to run a web application, then you need to create a war file for that. That war file we are going to deploy in the server. That is called deployment. When you deploy the war file in the server, then server will execute your project. So for every Java project, this is the process. Developers are going to write the source code. Developers are going to write the source code. How the source code will be available? Source code will be available with a .java extension. You cannot execute the .java files directly. The Java files you need to convert into .class file. For that, we need to do compilation. Okay, if you have one program, you can compile, you can execute manually. But project means multiple Java classes will be available. We need to compile all the Java classes. We need to execute all the Java classes. Executing all the Java classes manually is very difficult. So that's why we are going to package all the .class files as one war file. That war file we are going to deploy in the web server. Then web server will execute our Java programs. People can access the web application. People can access the web application. Now you go to make my trip. Whenever you search for the flights, click on search button. In the background, one program is executing. It is retrieving the data from the database. It is displaying here. Whenever you click on the search button, one program executed in the backend, one Java program executed in the backend. That Java program retrieving the data from the database. That Java program sending the data to the browser. Are you able to understand what is going to happen in the Java project? Developers are going to write the source code. We need to compile the source code. We need to package the .class files as a war file. That war file we are going to deploy in the web server. Then web server will execute the Java programs. We are going to get the output. Okay, now here developers are giving the source code. I want to compile the source code. By using Maven, we can compile the project to source code. Once the compilation is done, we need to package the Java project. Guys, if the Java project is a web project, then we need to package as a war file. If the Java project is a standalone project means which will execute only in one computer. You see, calculator is there in a computer. It is a standalone project. Only in this system I can use this project. In every system, calculator will be available. That is specific to only one computer. The software which is specific to only one computer, that is called as a standalone software. That is called standalone application. Standalone application will be packaged as a jar file. Java web application will be packaged as a war file. Now IRCTC is a web application. IRCTC packaged as a war file. That war file is deployed in the web server. That war file is deployed in the web server. Now you may ask a question, Ashok, we are not from the Java. How to compile the Java program? Maven will compile. Ashok, how to package the Java program as a war file? Maven will do that packaging part. You no need to do that. You no need to do that. Now you understand why people will use Maven in the projects. Are you able to understand the purpose of Maven? Are you able to now whatever the work that you need to do manually, can we say that Maven is automating that work? Whatever the work that programmers or DevOps people should do manually, can I say Maven is automating that work? Yes, we can say that Maven is automating that work. So that is the reason when this class started today, I told you Maven is used to perform build automation for Java projects. Now, do you understand the meaning of this point? Generally, programmers should compile the programs manually. Programmers should package the project manually. But if you use Maven, we can automate project compilation and project packaging by using Maven. Okay, guys, so see here. What is Maven? Maven is a free software. You no need to purchase this, guys. You no need to purchase this. Maven is a free and open source software given by Apache organization. Maven software is developed using Java programming language. It is developed by using Java and it is used for Java only. It is used for Java only. It is developed by using Java only. Maven is used to perform build automation for the Java projects. Maven is called as Java build tool, which is used to automate the build process of the Java applications. Now, why we are using Maven? What can we do by using Maven? The very first thing is we can create initial project folder structure using Maven. We can create the project folder structure by using Maven software. Once the project is created, can we develop the entire application by using only Java? Guys, come on, please answer my questions. Can we develop the entire project by using only Java? Please respond. No. Along with Java, we need some frameworks also. Along with Java, we need some frameworks also. Now, how to download those frameworks? Can we call the frameworks are called as dependencies? Can we call the frameworks as dependencies? Can we call the frameworks as dependencies? Do I need to download the dependencies or Maven can download the dependencies? Do I need to download the dependencies or Maven can download the dependencies? Now you understand what is the meaning of a project dependencies? Now, non-technical people also, are you able to understand what is project dependencies? The frameworks which are required for the Maven project to develop. The frameworks that are required to develop the Java project are called as dependencies. Maven is going to download those dependencies. How Maven will understand which dependencies it has to download? How this Maven will understand which dependencies it has to download? By using pom.xml. Do we need to create the pom.xml? Maven only will create the pom.xml. Do we need to create the pom.xml or Maven only will create the pom.xml? Maven only will create it. Okay. Now, next one. What is the meaning of compilation? What is the meaning of compilation? Compilation means converting the Java source code into bytecode. Compilation means converting the Java source code into bytecode. Can we compile the source code into bytecode by using Maven? Can we compile the project source code into bytecode by using Maven? Yes, we can compile the project source code using Maven. Compilation means converting the Java source code into bytecode. That Java file will be converted to .class file. That is called compilation. Java project means collection of Java programs. A project contains multiple Java programs. Okay. We can package the Java project as a jar file or war file using Maven. To run the Java programs, to run the Java project, we need to package the Java project. To execute the project, we need to package all the .class files. Okay. We can package the Java project as a jar file or war file using Maven. Standalone Java applications will be executed as a jar file. Java web applications will be executed as a war file. So if you want to run the standalone Java project, you need to create a jar file for that. If you want to run the Java web application, you need to create a war file for that. That is called packaging. By using Maven, we can package our Java project as a jar or war. Okay. These are the things that we are going to do with the Maven. Now, tomorrow we are going to do environment setup, installing Maven. Maven installation that I'm going to discuss in the tomorrow session. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about how to install Maven software. Whatever I told you here, we can create a project using Maven. We can download the dependencies using Maven. We can compile the source code using Maven. We can package the code as a jar or var. All these things we are going to do practically in the tomorrow session. In order to do all these things with the Maven, first we need to install the Maven in our computer. So tomorrow I'm going to tell you how to install the Maven in our computer, then how to perform all these activities by using Maven. Don't miss the tomorrow session. That is very, very, very important. Today, we discussed theoretically what is Maven. Tomorrow, we are going to do all these things practically.